Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday, our Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, I think it's Tuesday. I've lost track of time, as you probably noticed yesterday. That was an interesting experience. You see, I am on the beach, staying here doing some writing stuff where I could just focus in and I'm straddling two time zones. My computer says I'm in one time zone. My phone says I'm in another time zone. And yesterday, my phone also got confused. And so I woke up thinking I had time to go get a cup of coffee and relax. And I got a text from Ravi and I didn't understand it. So I called him back and and I said, well, Ravi, I have a half hour. I mean, what is the big rush? He said, the session is about to end. You know, you're not a half hour early, you're a half hour late. And it was only then that I realized that I was actually in the wrong time zone. And when what I thought was about to be 9 was actually almost 10. Anyway, time can be confusing and it can also be constraining. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, the unreality of time. But one thing that I do want to say about that is that there is an uncompromising nature to everything we discuss here, all of our sessions. We're called to not compromise the truth, which is what we have learned to do. It is what the ego is best at, to pick and choose that which serves separation's purpose and to not be diligent or uncompromising with the truth that is always true. And so just to remind us that this is the only reason we're here today, is to get so adept at choosing timelessness over the constraints of time that the eternity that we are, the eternal nature of our being, pops into reality. There's literally a popping that happens, almost like popcorn that has been heated to a sufficient point that it is no longer the encapsulated kernel that it once was. Suddenly, air has allowed it to explode into a whole new state of being. And that's what's happening to each one of you. You may or you may not feel that explosion of grace within you, but that is what is happening if you allow it to happen. We can claim these lessons or dabble in these lessons if we choose to, all as a way of maintaining time's hold on us, or we can choose to be as uncompromising with the truth as the truth is with us. And in doing so, that explosion of grace happens, that popping into a new state of being happens, and we're no longer bound by any of those constraints of time or age, or we are eternal, and our nature is calling us into that state of eternality. So I'm going to read something this morning from the impersonal light that I found this morning that relates to this subject. So just take this in and see where this leads you. Your need to hold on to the concept of time has desensitized you to the anxiety caused by your imagined split from reality. Your insistence that it takes time has desensitized you and caused you anxiety to hold on to your split reality. Isn't that interesting? The idea of time itself is the thing that binds you here. And if you could let go of that and allow yourself to pop into this new reality, everything would change. And here I am telling you that the split never actually occurred, except in your imagination. And you can choose to believe that I'm telling you the truth, and you can experience the freedom that the truth brings, or you can refuse and continue living within the spinning sphere you call home, which is not your real home. the spinning sphere that you call home, which is not your real home, the so-called reality that has never given you what you really want, your insistence that this takes time. The first thing you realize when you take that step into timelessness or into your whole mind is that none of this ever took time, except through your insistence that you need to gradually allow this to unfold within you. But the truth doesn't need to gradually unfold anything. All that needs to happen is that the heat needs to build up inside you to the point that, like that kernel of corn, you pop into a new state of grace, an awakened state of reality. It doesn't take time, it just takes desire and heat to build up inside you so that you'll no longer choose that which has never chosen you. So that you'll not continue to choose that which has never chosen you, but that you will choose that which has always chosen you. Your whole state of mind, your wholeness, the light within you. Now, we're going to be hearing here that this is uncompromised, and this I am consciousness within you is going to hold you in that uncompromising state. So listen to this. You think that I'm being too harsh in my criticism of the impossible situation that you've created? I am, and I will continue to be. Soon you'll see that it's the only way to escape the gravitational pull of the ego, which has claimed you until now. I love that. The gravitational pull of the ego that has claimed you until now. You must become as uncompromising in seeing the truth as I am in sharing it. The I am nature within you, that's all it does is share the truth, but we're walking around like this, da, 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 da. I don't want to hear it. This takes time. I'm going to insist that this takes time because that gives me more time to, I don't know, play around with the impossible dream. So we choose not to hear the uncompromising voice for timelessness because we're still locked in the belief that awakening to your whole self takes time, that there's something that you need to do. Anything that you need to do must take time, right? But what if there's nothing that you need to do? If there's nothing that you need to do to awaken to your own timelessness, then time really has no meaning within the awakening. It only has meaning within the dream. So me yesterday, not knowing what time it was actually a good thing. All right, let me go further. You must become as uncompromising in seeing the truth as I am in sharing it. I am not holding back anything, and neither should you. I don't hold back because I would only be withholding from myself. And that causes pain that I don't choose to endure. You do choose to endure it. And that's the only problem you have, that you are choosing to endure the pain of time. Stop enduring pain that blocks you from experiencing the love that created and maintains you. Stop forcing away that which is forever united within your true identity, the I am that we share. It's time to stop forcing away that which has never forced us anywhere but in the direction of truth and reality. That's why we come together here every day, just to have these quick jolts of energy and insight that remind us, I can do this now. I don't have to wait. There's nothing to wait for. The idea of waiting is really the value of time, the value of separation. I put value in this, otherwise I wouldn't be holding on to it. We think that there's still something for us to do, or something that we need to relate, someone that we need to relate to, instead of realizing that all of those things will take care of themselves if we just hold still and let the weight of time fall off us and let eternity take hold. Let me read a tiny bit more. I said that you've become desensitized to the anxiety caused by your split from reality, which is what time brings. And yet, the voice that you hear, the voice that you're hearing now, and that sense within, the gentle whisper that screams yes when you hear these words, has not faded completely. That still, quiet voice is still there. It has only receded into the shadows of your consciousness, where it waits upon your return to sanity. And now that you hear my voice, which is actually your voice, your return to grace is at hand. Your insane mind, that which has caused you so much confusion and pain, is beginning to lose its foothold, thank God. And as it loses its foothold, you find yourself growing happy for no reason. That's because happiness is your true state, and it's not dependent upon it's not dependent upon what seems to be happening, but upon that which has never changed, that which is timeless. Did you get that? You're happy because the truth within you has never been compromised or changed, and now you finally realize that I'm telling you the truth. Regardless of what seems to be happening, this joy will build and grow until you lift above this world completely, and then everything I'm saying will finally make perfect sense. And that's what's happening in your mind right now. You're letting go of the need to hold on. You're letting the timeless nature of grace take hold of you and lift you above this battlefield that we call the earth, that you think is your home, into the heaven that you never really left except in your imagination. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and turn to Vicki now and let her take us even higher. Good morning, Vicki.
Well, welcome back, Brother James, Father James. Welcome back. And thanks for this. Timeless, it's the perfect entry. And when you were speaking, I got this image of, you know how you have shock treatments? They were giving shock treatments years ago for patients, sometimes still do. We have electro now treatments. That's what we do here every day. And we're captivated for the moment in the now. And we listen to the music under your words, Brother James, and all of us, because somehow we find ourselves in the now. And the now is what timelessness is while we're here in body suits and in time. And all that means is that we're not going to the past or to the future. That's really all it means. You know, being present, being in the now, it's not so difficult. It's just recognizing how much we have enjoyed the resistance. Whenever we think of the past or the future, that's our desire to resist right here, right now. And and we all know it's, you know, giving and receiving, it's the lesson today, are one. When we stay in the now, it's that open space that allows our natural happiness to come to the surface, whether we are concerned with it or not. All we have to be concerned with is staying right here now, welcoming this experience, whatever this experience is. As we welcome it, we are receiving what now brings, and now brings eternal. It brings love. It brings happiness. So as we give our attention to being present, we receive the fruits of the Spirit, because the Spirit lives in now. James Baraka did a great job, and he said it to you about linear and vertical, that time and space are on the linear line, and the vertical line is I love you. It's right now. That's all now is. Now is I love you. And including in that I love you is me. I love me too. And so I can let everything come in, because the natural harmony of now will resolve whatever I was thinking about for the future or whatever I was regretting about in the past. The solution is right now. But the only way to find it out is to make ourselves stick to right now and recognize how our desire to go past or future is what the ego is. It is what separation is. And union and reunion is the determination finally to sit and get popped open. It's letting that electric shock treatment of now bubble up in us. And no matter what it brings with it, to welcome it and let it be, because what isn't true about right now will fade away from our awareness when we don't engage it but allow it and welcome it. And that's how past memories heal and future concerns dissolve. And then we live miraculously. We're here to live miraculously by the Spirit. And the Spirit has the harmonizing resolution for all of it. We may not know the details until we step into it or until a situation arises from the past that reminds us, oh my gosh, that hurt's gone. It's just gone. Where did it go? I don't know. It just went. Those are the fruits of the Spirit. We're here to live in the fruits of the Spirit. That's why we're given the Holy Spirit. But the Holy Spirit only, we can access the help only right now, not when we're dwelling on yesterday or tomorrow. So thank you, Brother James.
Oh, thank you, Vicky.
Thank you, everyone.
That's right. It can only happen right now. Anything. Nothing can ever happen in the past, and nothing can ever happen in the future when you think about it. And yet we spend so much time never focusing on the only time anything can happen. And the only thing that really needs to happen right now is for us to hold still and let the now take us. That's all we're doing. We're just reminding each other that the awakening is happening right now. Your wholeness is completely available right now. All you need to do is to say yes to that which has always been true. That's simple. Yes, Vicky, go ahead.
In the now, we think of, oh no, that'll be so boring, or do I have to be silent, meditate, and all that? But what happens is, when we're present, the now is so active, but it's not active in a thinking way. It's active in an engaging being way. That's why happiness bubbles up in us. And that's why we know what to say or do. Because the now is totally the answer for everything. And it is totally giving of itself. And it is very active in another way. We've been fascinated with past and future. But when we stick to the present, we live in wonder. So wonder is a much, it's just it's a great open space to live in. And we are able to do it with just our desire to do it. And that's what we do here every day. That's all we do. We hook into the now and hopefully stay there. And when we don't know, so what? Big deal. Just come right back.
I'm right back. Exactly.
Give me another book, Jimmy. So what? So what? Come right back.
Maybe that's another book we need to write. So what? Whatever. And I love what you're saying, and it's exactly what we just heard when it says, you become desensitized to the anxiety caused by your split from reality. You become desensitized to the joy that you can experience right now because you spend so much time flip-flopping between the past and the future and back and forth, never holding still. And so we become desensitized to that. And now all we're doing is we're feeling the now. We're feeling what can happen right now, the grace that comes to us right now, that's released within us now when we hold still together and every moment. So maybe that's our task today, just to hold still, just, to have little moments. Joel Goldsmith talks a lot about just having 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. You don't have to sit and do this for an hour and a half at a time. Just find little moments that you can hold still and be present to the now. Let everything from the past, the future go, and just hold still and let that current take you. There it is. So I don't know if they're set up at Namaste for Jim to, I don't know if they have enough. I see the computer facing out, but I don't see anyone facing in. Ravi, raise your hand if it's set up for Jim to say anything. I guess not. Okay. Maybe tomorrow we could do that. If we could get a computer that's facing like I normally face, and Jim could share with us as well. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here right now. It's so beautiful to share this moment with you. Another moment that I realized that I'm really thrilled about is the Hallelujah video that we did for Ukraine is approaching 30,000 views, which is extraordinary. So if you haven't seen that yet, please go see it, spread it, let people know about it so we can get that inspiration to as many people as possible. And in the meantime, I'm going to go to the beach, and I hope you all have a beach you can go to as well. And until then, let's go ahead and we'll close with our prayer of protection. Hold on one second. I think I got it here. Yeah. Here we go. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vicki. Thanks to everyone. We're so grateful. Come back, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
You. Love you all.
Happy Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.